Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Panzer General by SSI, the 1994 classic turn-based war game. This is episode number 15 of our Let's Play series, playing as the Germans in the 1939 campaign. We are fighting the Battle of Moscow. We're about halfway through that fight. We've broken through the first line of entrenchments, but it's been a bit of a slog, and we will see if we can get things done in time to win a major victory in this battle. If you do not win a major victory, then you don't knock Russia out of the war, because the winter counteroffensive retakes Moscow. But we will see if we can win that, or even if we lose the battle today. No matter what the result is, the campaign doesn't end here. The game allows for a defeat. But that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and actually replay the last 2 minutes of the last episode, because I gave a good overview of the current tactical and strategic situation on the map. So let's turn it back over to my live stream yourself, which was on my Twitch channel. Link in the description if you're interested in following me over there. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump back in. So we have basically overrun the first line of entrenchments from the southern edge of the map all the way north toward around Kirov, but even this area is pretty well unbuckled. There's not a strong enemy force around here. We're mopping up with kind of weak forces on that first line. And then if we move north, we can see Vizima is still held by the enemy, but it's encircled by artillery. We will take that next turn. They seem to have a strong concentration around Rzhev, but by taking Vizima, we should be able to approach it from the south and flank it, while these other troops approach from the front. We've got a small force to the north here, which is dealing with isolated enemy units, and will begin driving east, hopefully getting across the Volga so they can move in toward Kalinin and then maybe make a flank move around the lake to the north lake of Moscow. Meanwhile, that second line of entrenchments hasn't been scraped yet, and there's still 3 enemy units, or 3 enemy objectives there. Meanwhile, in the south, we've kind of broken out, or at least out of the initial sort of pocket that you have in the south, and we're now approaching Tula, which I'm assuming is this massive glob of hardened Soviet troops. We do have a couple of artillery units there. We don't have much air, but we do have a couple of artillery units down near Tula that will hopefully be able to help us reduce those enemy units. And time will tell. But that's where we are right now in the strategic situation. So let's go back onto the tactical map. I don't think there's anything I want to buy quite yet. Although auxiliary units could be helpful if we really wanted to push hard. We've got the money for them, but let's hold off and move forward to the next turn and see what the Soviets have in store for us. Still overcast. We haven't been hit by the rain or the snow quite yet, which seems like we're late. It seems like the snow is late for what you usually see in this setting. Pretty strong counterattacks here from the enemy, doing a lot of damage. Some of our units are really starting to get fatigued. We just had one destroyed there. So I think the sledding is going to get tougher. And there goes one of our bridge engineer units. So they're really heavily counterattacking this turn. That was a rough one. Zima will still probably fall. It's still encircled, but a strong armored thrust kind of came up on our southern flank there. I'm actually going to use some of that artillery that we had encircling the city to try and eat into this enemy armor that's coming up at us. I think the bridge engineers and the airborne will be able to take the city. Nice, they surrendered. We don't usually get to see... We don't usually surround the enemy sufficiently to force their surrender. So Vizima is ours. These guys did rearm partially. I don't think my Stuka's anywhere in play, is it? Did I really reinforce with it just this last turn? Felt like that was longer ago than that. Should have had him with the artillery first. Okay, so some mopping up work here in the south. I think the Soviet armor in the woods would be in rough shape. Usually you don't want to fight from the woods as armor in this game. Maybe just versus infantry. Oh god, that's a very valuable unit and it's gonna get rocked. I need more air power. Of course, me moving in from the waters or rivers or forest or whatever is a bad idea. Rugged defense. All right. Let's see what the enemy does next turn. That was a pretty jarring counterattack this turn from them. I suppose the good news is a lot of these troops in the south, we could actually push toward the second defensive line while we're fighting up near Rzhev. We could start trickling forces east. They did come at us at Tula. Both these guys are out of ammo. Oops, undo. I mean, I don't think I'm getting canned. I hope not. They got a lot of infantry around Tula, that's for sure. There's the artillery. I was wondering where that was at. This armor may be in trouble next turn, but I suppose in theory, the good news is because we cleared that objective, and we did lose a couple of core units. I can buy some new units. Dee-da, doo-da. I don't want all tanks. I want some... I think I actually have enough infantry down there if I use it intelligently. So let's buy some towed artillery. You can never have too much artillery. No, this is 41 Sea Town. No Panthers. Just please don't come attack my artillery. It's a little vulnerable in that spot right there. Alright, got him. Nice. Got the baddies there too. I gotta deal with this rough terrain. But we might be able to flank in the north now. Where are these guys? Are these guys way south? Yeah, they are. So let's use these guys to drive east, and they're going to make a play for the second defensive line while we work on Rzhev to finish off the first. These guys are way in the south of the map. Alright, that's going to do it for this turn. And here we go. Nice, Hauser. I don't know what you're talking, Hauser. The Panther and Tiger were the most reliable tanks of the war. They were the Wunderwaffen. Ugh. I got some really good units taking some serious licks. So many units. 15 turns remaining. I do not think I'm pacing where I need to be at. Markville. Still can't believe we haven't seen snow yet. Where is our Stuka? I don't think he can get up there in time. Or not in time, but I don't think he can get up there this turn. Oh, is the weather finally here? It's snowing, boys. Get yourselves ready. The time has come. Our armor gets a lot worse on the offensive too. Nope, no one has snow gear. The German High Command in its infinite wisdom has decided to pack none. We're out of ammo. Blurg. Alright, so we're turning north to Rzhev. We're trying to flank him, but it's not going as well as I would like. Now we should be able to buy elite reinforcements and fully reinforced troops. As long as you're not, like, directly in contact, you usually do that. This PZ4 is going to have to fall back, though. Might as well move all of our air power around this airfield so that if it doesn't snow next turn, they're rearmed and refueled. I'm in trouble. First line will fall for sure. We'll probably reach the second line, maybe? Probably, maybe? Alright, here's Tula. It's funny, we might have the same situation where we make a wide pincer movement that has some success, but the frontal assault peters out, you know, early. Not exactly what I wanted to do. Fuck, rugged defense. Another rugged defense. Don't do that! Don't be stupid. Those two armored units have a fair chance of dying next turn. If they don't, it'll be because of defensive fire from some of our artillery. Oh my god. I wonder if the Russians get a defensive bonus, and not like, just I wonder if the game says, hey, it's snowing now, so the Russians are better. I wonder what they've got in front of Kaluga. Let's see if they've got a line full of... Oh my god, that armor's gonna die too. Guess they've already got a line of infantry in those trenches, though. That answers that question. So much for getting into the second line before they've got a chance to build it up. Alright. Are we below our core allotment? Can we spend any more? No, still there. Alright. Away we go! Gotta paint those tanks white. Yeah, they need camo. That's the first thing we've seen come out of Moscow yet. That plane came out of Moscow. I saw the lake next to Moscow. A lot of units moving around. Not actually a lot of fighting. Are they out of ammo? Bastards. Yay for slightly better weather so I can use my air power again. I've got to stem this armored thrust here just south of the main line. Actually, a lot of infantry. You know what? I'm paying for the fact that I didn't take this airfield when I could. Could have. Because we could have taken it. We elected to, hey, help with the encirclement. And we didn't take it. And they built up a large number of their troops from that airfield. That is also why I'm a big proponent of not leaving troops in your rear in this game. Destroyed that enemy unit. Let's get some intel on what's around this objective. So they lose a little bit of prestige, but oh my god, look at all those troops. Baller on a budget here, trying to break into Rzhev with like 4 armored units. They've got like 30 up here. That infantry unit's gonna get wrecked next turn. And then as soon as the weather turns in our favor a little bit, you see the troops fighting more effectively. Spending tons of prestige now, trying to keep units combat effective. This feels like this is the turn to push on Tula a bit. First things first, let's push on their artillery. Alright, so the artillery support's gone. I think only one of my guns can reach the actual troops there. Maybe 2. Maybe this 15 centimeter. Pioneers come up here. Take the casualties. Here's the problem, is I could... Oh wait, we still got one. I was like, we don't have anyone left to take the city. Armor took it. Tula's ours. Good job, boys. Oh my god, that infantry unit got obliterated. Well... we took the objective. It wasn't cheap, but we did it. That southern objective is gone. Strong line of troops in front of Kaluga. Don't see a lot of armor. Appears to mostly be infantry. Which I suppose is how the Soviets afford it. Oops. Yeah, I'm excited for Sea Power. Looks pretty sweet. We gotta move. Oh, these trucks. The cross-country movement kind of sucks. Shocking, I know. Should have tried to stick to roads, but I didn't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Alright, so the armored thrust near Vizima, there's still one enemy armored unit left, but the rest seem to be gone. We've shifted some troops north to try and take Rzhev. I'm guessing there's artillery on this spot. No one. Maybe back here. I don't know. There's a KV-1, which is a pain. We lost an auxiliary, but we still have all of our core slots filled. 13 turns. There's no way we're going to push far enough, fast enough. So making sure... Oh, they just moved something in behind me and took a city back. And don't think it was an objective city, but something fell. We have to check that on the strategic map and see where it was. Also, they just destroyed like 3 units there. But yeah, I think given that it seems unlikely, unless the enemy just suddenly runs out of units, that we are going to win this battle at this point. That we've got to be mindful of, you know... Where did they retake? Is it over here? What the fuck? Safaronov? Where did they come from? So that is actually concerning, because that is... They could use that to build up a major... The way the game works, like, it doesn't matter that they're a ways behind. They could definitely use that to build up new units to threaten objectives in their rear and sort of delay the whole offensive. We also have 2 core slots available because of all those casualties we took. But yeah, at this point, preserving some of our prestige units is going to be important to maintain our effectiveness in future battles. Alright, let's try and take out some of these Soviet air units up here. Is it just the one? Nice. This is a very effective attack. Well, we're at least destroying a lot of them. Maybe it's a little bit of cope. We're like, yeah, well, we're killing a lot more of them than they're killing of us. Alright, more armor here as we drive toward Obinsk, which is another one of those secondary, second line defense objectives, if you will. That's not great. Where's this? So there's another infantry. Seems like we got leakers. They're just seeping through our lines. I realized that moving that artillery unit there was probably unwise. Those leakers can turn around and come back and get us. Okay. I don't love... was going to say, I don't love hitting these trench lines like this with predominantly armor. Because you are liable to a lot of rugged defenses. I need some infantry. I've got some pioneers coming up. I need a lot more of it. I also need some artillery, which I don't think I've got in this formation that's coming up here. PZ4's help. They're better at it, but they're still not great. After taking Tula, we could try and just drive directly on Moscow, but I don't even know if I'll get there in 10 turns. It's wild how frickin' far it is. Sound like every German soldier in 1941. Oh boy, how the hell am I going to get through to Kaluga? Or Obinsk? Or Mozesk? Or however you pronounce that. Bridge engineer up there in the north would be helpful. Alright, are we below 1,000 prestige yet? Yeah, just slightly. What's the closest thing I can build to these guys? Rzhev is gonna need more engineers too, so. Alright. Next turn! 13 turns remaining. It'll be 12 next time we fight. Some of the Russians look like they might be falling back to the next line near Rzhev, but it could be just repositioning. And then even if we do get through that second line, Moscow's probably like a 45. At least a 3 to 4 turn mission to reduce it. Got that guy. But yeah, it seems like Rzhev, they've kind of not abandoned, but pulled some troops back from in front of it. Hey, we got a KV-1. We destroyed it. Yay. And there was much rejoicing throughout the land. Hooray. Where do I think I'm going? Maybe Mozask is lightly defended, and there doesn't seem like there's a ton of troops over there. Maybe that's what they were trying to fall back toward. I don't know. Ah, I can't get there. Alright, so we got Obinsk also. Oh god. I think Rzhev, the troops that are trying to take Rzhev in the north will have to fend for themselves. A little worried about what they might have out this way. I haven't started building anything up there yet, I guess, so that's good. Let's just keep a few troops here for now. Make sure they don't quickly counterattack us. Start moving our artillery, oops, east. Okay, these guys are north of Kaluga. Kind of surprised there's not more troops back here. Like, it's a lot of infantry around here, some anti-tank guns. I suppose they could have a prestige problem where they don't have enough units to... fund a lot of high quality units, maybe? This road goes to Moscow, right? It does. It's a windy, it's not a direct route, but it does get there. If the distance to your nearest friendly held base influences how much fuel you can draw when you do a resupply. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Oh, well, there's infantry over there too, so I can't leave too many. I can't leave that Tula completely unguarded, which I've done, so we'll have to see what I need to do over there. Just those two left. Man, the prestige is bleeding away now. We're at 2,300 at our opening assaults on taking some initial bases before we'd really had to start pouring resources into replacing elite units, and now we're down under 700. Alright, they're building up a wall of troops around Moscow. Also the second line of defenses, which we are moving toward. The good news, I suppose, at least in the immediate term, is I think they're mostly leaving Rzhev open. Whoops, don't do that. Yeah, we've got infantry units that ran out of ammo. That never happens in this game. But we took Rzhev, despite the fact that initially it was looking like, how are we going to do this? Alright, to Klinin and then to a flanking move over by Moscow, I think. We gotta follow this road with our trucks to have any semblance of a chance of getting there. Well, no, the Sweet 2 Hex is away, so I guess I gotta try and risk it. Move him a little bit closer. Yeah, fuck it, I shouldn't leave. I shouldn't leave any objectives unguarded, like any actual objectives. They still have fuel, right? anti-aircraft unit there. Good news is by moving that armored unit here, they can't build any more units at Mozaisk. I believe as long as you've got a unit adjacent to the city, they can't build anything there. At least the F-190 is decent as a ground attack platform. Go, Pioneers attack. Rugged defense there. Okay, so we've quickly eliminated a lot of the Russian troops around Kaluga. Of course, rugged defense. Don't do that. Where are these guys? Where? This is Tula? Okay. Alright, destroyed those guys, which are trying to be a pain. Interesting that town has no one in it. I don't really have the time to divert for it, but it's good to know, I guess. A lot of infantry in and around to the west of Kaluga, but we've kind of effectively flanked the town. Probably should leave something at Kaluga, but I was clearing the flank here just by taking Alaskin. That's it for this turn. So we're rapidly running out of time. I would say the bulk of my force, the quality units, are still intact. We've lost a handful, but not as many as you would perhaps fear. As I say that, as I'm losing another unit. Which is good, because I know I keep saying it, but I do not see taking this town, or I do not see winning this fight. Are they out of ammo? Bastards. You've got multiple units out of ammo here. I wonder... So I got troops adjacent to this town over here. So hopefully that prevents them from building up in my face. It's just one more push onto Moscow once we're through this front. Just destroyed that infantry unit there. Good job. Attack these engineers. I took a gamble. Didn't exactly fail to pay off. I didn't lose too many men there. Actually, we pretty badly beat them up. We'll gamble. I don't think they'll want to abandon their objective to come after a lowly artillery piece. Not surprisingly, they did build a enemy unit to our front in this objective that we had tried to bypass. Not objective, but town. If the weather stays nice, I will need to try and reduce their ammo supply in those anti-aircraft guns up there. Using those recon cars to scout the southern flank of that objective up there. Meanwhile, we'll... Assuming these guys, they don't have much fuel. Need to take that objective, and then we are right close to Moscow, actually. Not with anything like a force that would be able to take it, but we are not far. We got there a little quicker than I thought we would. So, we'll see how this plays out. Still got another 9 turns. Great, where did that KV come from? They just dropped a KV in over there, too. They haven't retaken any of those objectives, have they? This is the problem with leaving troops in your rear. That's ours. So where did this KV-1 come from? It's a good thing I'm leaving troops in the objectives that are all going to be well dug in by now. Did I bypass it at some point and not even realize it? Alright, so we just took Obinsk, which is in that second line of works. A lot of rugged defenses popping up on this. that's one way to solve that. Are you out of ammo, guys? You need... How? Alright, so... They still got a lot of units around the second line, but it is... Likewise, getting unbuckled. No fuel for you. Oh my god, nobody has any bombs left. Doesn't anybody have any missiles left? Well, that was a disastrous attack. Pioneers and artillery coming up next turn. We should be able to take that objective next and still have 8 objectives or 8 turns left to try and push on. I'm gonna keep you. I hate to leave a tank behind, but I almost feel like I can't afford to not. Leave some troops in our rear in case, you know. They slip troops in behind. I almost wonder if we'll buy cheap infantry just to sit in some of the rear objectives in case. Shouldn't there be an air unit there that I can click on to? Still got a number of units that haven't fought this turn. But did that air unit already go? It might have, actually. Alright, well. Press on, boys. Press on. I don't even know where I am. Fucking rugged defense. I'm really uneasy about leaving large troops in my rear. Large numbers of troops, that is. I don't know, I wasted elite reinforcements on the non-core unit there. Everybody who's left is guarding an objective, so that'll be it for this turn, I think. Let's just see how many core slots we have left. My main issue, Hauser, is leaving troops in my rear. I'm paranoid of that, and maybe that's, you know, overly the case, but I feel like I would rather lose because I don't get there than lose because they snuck a unit behind and it took an objective, you know, afterwards. Let's take a look at the strategic situation before we start this turn. So we have taken all of the objectives in the primary. We have, so the first line of objectives is ours. We've got all but one in the second line, which is Mozisk. And then really it's just about pushing on in the next 8 turns to take Moscow. But I mean, it's easier said than done. They've got a lot of troops around it. Also, our logistics are starting to become an issue where a lot of our units need a turn or two to resupply, and that will kill our time. So I used the artillery to bombard those guys and then swung north with the armor. Get it closer to Moscow. Fuel is an issue for these guys. Fuel and ammo. No, I didn't double click on that. These guys don't have ammo, but they can take the objective. Gonna try and start driving some of this artillery toward the Moscow sector. It does mean pushing units a little bit further forward than I'm probably comfortable with. See, like, they've got T-34s in our frickin'... I don't know that I'd say it's our rear, but it's not... Not our front. I hate the idea of ditching a Pioneer unit in our rear, but I don't know that I have a choice. I need to maintain some semblance of having a punch as I move toward Moscow. Alright, we're just south of Moscow. Yeah, this guy keeps reinforcing to 10. Whatever. Don't get drawn in that way. I've already done that enough. Does artillery have ammo? It does. So let's move it forward. You're gonna move north. There's no reason to leave you on that town either. It's not an actual objective, and if we're running out of time, the enemy wants to spend 5-6 turns building up there. Maybe I just need to be okay with it and move on. I'm gonna need more fuel for these fighters. That airfield will support our drive. Still don't know where that KV went, but guess as long as I've got some troops and all the objectives with some decent firepower, we can hope to hold them at bay. Let's go bomb Moscow. I know they've got a lot. Oh, I can't quite reach there. Okay. Okay. Then we'll bomb the airfield here where we can refuel. Well, refueling wasn't the issue. Maybe they've got an air unit over there. Is that everybody who needs to move? It is. All right. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Prestige eked up a bit there that turn. Some of the objectives we took. 7 turns remaining. Now, I suspect... Oh, God. Again, this was my paranoia about leaving objectives in the rear. They just took an airfield back from us. Adjacent to an objective? Was that Tula down there where they were doing that? No. The one thing I do find, like, I get you need to not leave yourself exposed, but one thing I do find a little frustrating with this game is it can be a little whack-a-mole. Well, hopefully that KV-1 attacking a city can't hurt us too bad. Try and get that other armor over there to support. Alright. Oh my god, I still haven't... They still don't have ammo. Are they really only in Moscow proper? Are they that hard up on resources? It looked to me like they were building a large force to defend Moscow, not a patchwork force. I guess we have destroyed a ton of units, but... bringing a lot of artillery down to support, though. I'd like to fly that KV-1 down there, but or that Stuka down there, but I worry about ammo or fuel. Is he here too? Another different unit down there? Who's on that airfield? Or maybe that's where they spawned in from. Okay. We're gonna need some infantry to help the reduction of Moscow for sure. Frankly, maybe I've got more units that I can use here. Or get there in time. Maybe I should pull some of these, not so much the infantry, but maybe the armor back. Yeah, let's go see what's here. I mean, they do have a ton of units. A lot of good infantry units. No artillery as far as I can tell. Still don't know where some of these enemy units are showing up from. Unless they're just isolated units we bypassed long ago. Which I suppose is totally feasible. This is the difficult part of the game where I kind of lose my... Well, that I'm losing patience per se. A little bit of losing patience to try to push forward here everywhere all at once. Okay. I guess for the units that are parked as garrisons, we can always give them the elite reinforcements that'll be useful in the next battle, whatever that might be. Yeah, I don't think there's any scenario where we win a major victory, so Russia isn't going to get knocked out of the war at this point. But is a minor victory possible? Perhaps. Ah. They don't have any ammo. Oh, they do, but they couldn't shoot at them? Well, at least my armor could take care of them right quick. Well, we're closing in on Moscow, boys. The artillery is going to be key to winning this fight. You guys have no ammo left, and basically no fuel. Stuka, go to Moscow. Realistically, that's where you're needed. Oh great, the weather's bad now. It's snowing again. Alright. The lack of bridging engineers might actually come down to be a real issue for us at Moscow. god, I can't get all these guys up there. I'm not even going to bother. Some of those units are too far back, and there won't be room for them to fight anyway. I think I have all my artillery forward. You can see a number of enemy units kind of taking advantage of... Alright, I'm just going to try and clear a path with artillery. I should have moved it. As best I can. Like, use the artillery to destroy the enemy positions, and then move the troops in, hopefully more or less unopposed, and just walk ourselves into the position. I don't want to come along too narrow of a front. I probably need to make sure we have at least a 2-hex front. Let's undo that. Is the weather good enough to bomb? Oh god, it is. We'll use those strategic bombers to soften up the enemy position. So that the entrenchment levels are less. Artillery does that too, but... Wow. I did not expect to destroy that enemy bridging unit like that. Or whatever it was, not bridging, but... I don't think I'm going to be quite... Actually, maybe I can get in range if I move this armor unit over here. That guy will be in range of Moscow. Okay. Now's the time to overstrength the units that are not at the front. Because you can't, for whatever reason, do it after the battle. If I can find any damn friendly airfields that aren't occupied by the enemy. Realism! No one ever said this was a realistic game. Just to be clear. Probably shouldn't be wasting reinforcements on units that are not at least 1 star over. Because they will, I believe my understanding is, get elite reinforcements at the end of the battle anyway. Shouldn't count my chickens before they've hatched, but they could do something crazy and retake one of those objectives in a rear or something. I'll still benefit from having these units upgraded, though. Not gonna do it for non-core units. Probably shouldn't leave it. Objectives unoccupied. Do I have all my objectives occupied just to be sure? It looks like it. Yeah. Alright. Should do it for the turn. We'll see if we can win next turn. I don't want to necessarily deal with the KV. The risk is that they attack my infantry and drive me out of the city. But the infantry is heavy infantry and they are dug in and it is an urban environment, so that does help. Hey, look. Look at how bad the snow looks. Alright, so snow time in Russia for Germany. Are these guys out of ammo? Is that why they can't shoot? Yep. The interesting thing is, in Russia when the ground freezes, you can move armor over rivers. It's like the one positive is the river becomes less of an obstacle. Oh, they bombarded and did nothing. Got him. Alright. We will win as soon as I take the objective. So... give me those sweet, sweet OP units. Pretty sure it's not a major victory at this point, but we could be surprised. It could be like, "Hey, Russia lost. You won. You won the Eastern Front." I don't think that will happen, but stranger things have happened. Oops, undo. You get an overstrength, and you get an overstrength, and everybody gets an overstrength. Make sure we still leave a unit to take the town. I don't think the Soviets get a chance to counterattack in this battle. Obviously, if it's a minor victory, then we won't win. They'll say they retook it after the battle ended. There's no point in doing that. As a reminder, after the battle, everybody gets free elite reinforcements anyway, so any of the air units that aren't already at 10 don't really make sense to OP. Or any of the units, really. Because we won't have a second turn to do it. I don't think, anyway. Okay, is that everybody? Yep, looks like it's everybody. Okay. Moscow is ours! Axis minor victory, there you go.
Your successful capture of Moscow turned out to be short-lived. Soviet reinforcements from Siberia were able to push back our weary troops. Fierce Soviet counterattacks have weakened our once invincible armies. It is time for us to recapture the initiative on both East and West fronts. On the Eastern Front, we are preparing to assault Sevastopol in the Crimea in order to free our forces for a drive towards Stalingrad and the oil fields of the Caucasus. On the Western Front, we will soon begin an assault intended to break the British Army in North Africa and capture Cairo. You have performed well, and we give you the opportunity to lead either of these critical operations.
So, do we want to do Crimea and Sevastopol and then Stalingrad, or do we want to move to North Africa with our massive force? That's a question for another time, however, so we're going to wrap this episode up here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.